Are you tired of spinning your wheels with outdated tactics like cold calling and texting? In 2025, there's a smarter way. Imagine uncovering motivated sellers ready to make a deal before anyone else even knows they exist. In this video, I'm pulling back the curtain on the exact system that I'm using right now and into 2025 to make that happen. If you're ready to gain an unfair advantage and fast track your real estate success, keep watching. I've got 4 steps for you, and the 4th one is by far the most important. Step 1, identify your target market. And there are multiple parts to this. First, decide whether to focus on a local or virtual market. After 18 years in virtual markets, I've chosen to narrow my focus to my local area, Las Vegas. Many investors, they believe that their market is too competitive and they look elsewhere. But here's the truth. Competition, it's an illusion. Consider these eye-opening statistics. 48% of your competition doesn't even answer the phone or follow up with leads. Simply answering your phone can eliminate half your competition. And then there's this, 78% of all deals go to the first responder. InsideSales.com reports it at 50%. But either way, speed to lead is a competition killer. Respond to leads within 5 minutes and you're 9 times more likely to convert them. And most competitors, they just give up too soon. 22% quit after the second touch, 14% after the third, and 12% after the fourth. Yet, 81% of deals happen after the 5th touch. By promptly answering calls and persistently following up, you can effectively eliminate up to 92% of your competition. And besides, competition, it's good. It signals that there's demand in your market. If you're flipping properties, whether rehabbing or wholesaling contracts, your buyers are often other investors, the very competition that you're trying to avoid. Embrace them. They are your exit strategy. Now that you've decided on your market, you need leads. Every successful real estate investor knows one truth. Leads are everything. They're the oxygen of your business. Without a steady stream of them, you're not an investor. You're just someone hoping to stumble onto a deal, and hope, it's a terrible strategy. When I started out, I felt like I was just shouting into the void. There were no responses, no deals, just crickets. It wasn't until I cracked the code for generating quality leads that everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't chasing deals. They were chasing me. And that's a game changer that I want for you too. And that's the big distinction. It's not just about how many leads you have, it's about what kind of leads. You see, the difference between chasing lukewarm prospects and having motivated sellers just fall into your lap is the difference between hustling for years and building wealth fast. So how do you get those high quality, motivated leads without spending a fortune and half your life grinding for them? Well, let's tackle that now. Because many investors get stuck here, grinding away with minimal results. I remember meeting Jackson earlier this year, a fellow investor whose main lead source had always been cold calling. But he was pushing against the law of diminishing returns. He had hit a plateau and was even noticing declining results. He was burnt out and on the verge of quitting. But once he shifted to this smarter system that he was telling me about, he's now closing more deals than he ever has and spending a lot less time generating those leads. And I'll let you in on his secret leads on demand solution here in just a second. But regardless of what anyone says, you've got only 2 ways to generate leads. 1, you work for them. This means cold calls, direct mail, door knocking, the grind. 2, you pay for them. This means leveraging your resources, specifically money, to save time and effort. And let's be real, working for leads, it takes hustle. And hustle has a cost. Your time, your energy, and your sanity. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's how I started. I had no other options, and maybe you don't either right now. But when you get to a place where there's a higher value on your time and you have some financial resources to leverage systems and services and even delegate, there's a smarter way. Let someone or something else do the heavy lifting for you. It's the only way to scale. In short, pay for your leads. And this means big direct mail campaigns and pay-per-click advertising and TV and billboard ads, stuff like that. It's the only way to scale. But if you're worried about the upfront costs, I get it. I've been there. Here's how you start. Pay for as much as you can afford and then just work for the rest. And as you do some deals, you can then allocate some profits to pay for more of your leads. So you can get more done by actually doing less. That's how you scale without burning out. But here's the hack. You don't necessarily need to tap into your savings. I mean, just as savvy investors use other people's money for deals, you can access funding to kickstart your lead generation without risking your own capital. For example, if you have a credit score of 680 or higher, programs like Chase's offer up to $150,000 in 0% interest funding for 18 months. This isn't just theory either. It's a practical step that can propel your business forward without draining your personal finances. You can get the details at nocostcapital.com. Imagine what you could achieve with that kind of leverage. Now, if you're short on credit and money, then you'll have to work for your leads for now. And that's okay. Your credit score, it'll recover. Mine did. Now, the most successful investors aren't necessarily the ones who know the most about real estate. They're the ones who master marketing. But after almost 2 decades in this business, I know how much of a time suck marketing can be. So I did what my friend Jackson did. And that's step 2, delegate to experts. And in the past, I've tried hiring marketing agencies before, but they often come with steep upfront costs and unpredictable results. Their business models didn't make any sense to me either. I mean, because they profited from my ad spend, whether I saw any returns on it or not. Plus, pausing and resuming campaigns, that wasn't seamless, making it hard to scale or take time off without incurring extra costs. So, how do you outsource lead generation without blowing up your budget? Enter pay per lead, PPL, introduced to me by Jackson. PPL is like having a personal deal concierge. Instead of casting a wide net and hoping for the best, you get direct access to motivated sellers ready to talk. This strategic move has put me in the driver's seat, allowing me to focus on what I do best, negotiating contracts and closing deals, even while I manage my other businesses. So here are 3 PPL services that I'm using right now. GoodPropertyLeads.com. They deliver exclusive inbound distressed property leads straight to your inbox. These sellers, they're ready to talk immediately. And while they have the highest cost per lead, quick follow-up that turns this cost into a profitable investment. The second one I'm using, LeadMiningPros.com. They provide pre-screened seller leads that you can trust. They have an army of cold callers and texters with effective systems in place, producing leads that turn into deals. It's a fair-priced option to keep you busy talking to sellers. Use promo code EPIC at checkout for a 10% increase in leads. And then the third one is MySpeedToLead.com. They offer exclusive motivated seller leads in real time. You can also browse a marketplace of ready-to-go leads that match your criteria. And they sell non-exclusive leads also starting at $29. Now, it's still too early to be certain, but with a solid follow-up system, these leads are proving to be the best bang for my buck, the $29 ones. And I use all of these services because each has its own advantages, and together, they provide more leads than I can handle. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. At least it was for me initially. Paying for leads feels risky, especially if you're just starting out. And maybe you're thinking, why should I pay for something that I can do myself? Because I've always thought this to some degree. But let me tell you what changed my mind. The real cost of generating your own leads isn't just money, it's time and opportunity loss. While you're spending hours cold calling or setting up pay-per-click and direct mail campaigns, someone else is closing deals and making money. When I first started, years and years ago, I resisted paying for leads. I thought, I'll just grind it out and save the money. In hindsight, I don't think that was that big of a mistake. But with the evolution of lead generation services, it would be a big mistake today. My deal flow has increased while my stress and workload has decreased. And ultimately, it was this comparison chart here that I made that got me over the hump and commit to PPL. DIY versus PPL, do it yourself versus pay per lead. Traditional DIY methods, you spend hours creating marketing campaigns, testing ads, and following up on cold leads. Pay per lead, you pay a flat fee and receive leads who are ready to sell. No wasted time. Traditional do-it-yourself methods, when you receive a bad lead, tough. No refunds. Pay per lead, when you receive a bad lead, these 3 services give you a new lead in its place. And then the DIY method, if you're on vacation and a lead calls, you gotta answer the phone because you paid for it. Pay per lead, if you're on vacation, just turn your leads off before you go and you can resume when you get back. No missed opportunities, no lost cost. And then when I ultimately compared the time, energy, and money that I've spent in the past hustling for those same leads, it was a no-brainer. Here's the brutal truth. Time is your most valuable asset. You can always make more money, but you can't get back the hours spent on low-value tasks. All right, step 3. Remember, step 4 is the most important, but step 3, set a budget. It's easy to overspend on marketing. There's no shortage of places eager to take your money. So set a monthly budget for the next 6 months that won't leave you financially strained. I mean, even if you don't close a deal right away, set your budget to that point and stick to it. As you start closing deals and your confidence grows, then just increase your budget incrementally until you're achieving the number of deals that you desire. Now step 4, the follow-up. And this is by far the most important step. Because as I mentioned earlier, speed to lead is key. When you get a lead, act fast. Have a script ready. If you'd like to use my 9-point seller interview framework, you can download it at 9magicpills.com. Building rapport quickly moves the deal forward, and this does that. You see, I operate under a policy of no lead left behind, even if they initially say no. I add them to my custom follow-up campaign at mailmix.io. And it begins with a rejection letter that has proven to convert 5% of my no's into yeses over time, completely on autopilot. And you can access these campaigns by creating an account at mailmix.io and then searching for Epic in the campaign search, and all my campaigns will come right up for you. But whether you use my campaign or your own, remember 81% of all deals are closed after the 5th touch. Without a follow-up system, you're essentially flushing money down the drain regardless of which lead generation strategy you use. Let's say your goal here is to make $200,000 next year. If you work 40 hours a week, your hour is worth $100. Anything you can get done for less than $100 an hour, consider outsourcing or delegating it. You're not spending money, you're investing in your most valuable asset, your time. Pay-per-lead, it isn't just a time saver, and it's not just a tool, it's a strategy. And if your budget doesn't allow for it yet, I pulled this video out here for you to watch next on working smarter on a budget. It's all about big money from small mailings. Check it out. Either way, imagine 6 months from now having a consistent flow of high quality leads, closing deals left and right, and watching your bank account grow. That's the power of working smarter. Don't let hesitation hold you back from the success that you deserve. I'll see you next time. Take care.